to get your cam on there. I don't know what's going down with that. Oh, I think it's because it was, I had it on, we did the Veterans Day parade with Jacob the other day, so I had him.
Oh, that's nice. Hi,
stream.
everybody.
So I had a different signal set.
All right, well, in case you're wondering what the heck is going on here, I believe it's Sunday afternoon, and that means it's time for the Canuck and the Yankee show. And today, I'm your designated Canuck, broadcasting from southeastern British Columbia in the Dominion of Canada. And the Yankee is right there, the designated Yankee. I see him.
Indeed.
There you are. Yeah, nice camera shift there. All right. So what's going on? Oh, billionaires. Do you want to be a billionaire? Ask yourself, do you really want to be a billionaire? Are you strange enough to be a billionaire? And who do we have this week? We're hitting the heavies one this week, aren't we? Billionaire Bash month.
Yeah, we're doing Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Mohammad bin Salmon, Richard Branson.
Wow. Whoa. Now, what would those six people do? I asked you this earlier. Who would you make the captain if you were stuck on a lifeboat with those six? Think about it. Okay, we'll get back to you in what, 12 minutes or something? 11 minutes?
Did I
anything to add?
I don't think, did I mention Elon Musk? I don't think I did. Elon Musk is in that.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I just got a tweet. I just got a tweet from Elon's, and he noted that you didn't include him because he's watching. Hi.
Yeah, he's been arguing with what's his name, Bernie Sanders, a senator out of New Hampshire.
Oh, that's news. Yeah, I mean, you were with him yesterday. He's been selling lots
of his stock too.
Yeah, you were with him yesterday, weren't you?
I was hanging out in one of his cars in an Uber.
Oh, that's what. Right, but aren't all his cars smart connected to him? So, like, when you're in one of his cars, aren't you with him?
Yeah, when I was in the Uber, he actually came through on the mic, and I was talking to him for a little bit.
That's right. This is the beauty. This guy,
Elon.
We were talking crypto in a Tesla with Elon's. Oh, that is so cool, man. I like that. There's nobody around here. I don't ever get to talk to anybody around here. Well, once in a while. All right, well, I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to the billions of people out there watching us on D-Live, and we're going to be on YouTube pretty soon. And in the meantime, are we going to show them a bunch of birds flying around an airport?
Yeah, we're going to switch over to the short but sweet Havoc promo.
Yep.
And then we'll be back. We'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern Hour, 1 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, to start up the 10 minutes from now. Yeah. So y'all stick around now, you hear?
All right. See you in a little bit.
Don't touch that dial. Yep.
Is this thing on? Go ahead. Go ahead, Canuck. Give me some mic levels.
Hey, can you hear me? I can
Yeah.
hear clearly now. The rain is gone.
I'm checking out the chat real quick. We got Hippie605 in the chat asking if what
Any words here
about
too?
Nexus.io. Hippie, I did a stream real quick on Saturday, remote from New York City, and I went over Nexus.io. And it looks like a really basic NFT like crypto platform. It looks they're going the very simplified angle for smart contracts. I'm actually going to check it out.
Maso's here too, dude. We're getting a party going.
I'll have a future stream on it, Hippie, for Nexus.io. One of my weekly shows. But yeah, we got any word in the chat. We got Mazo Mass.
Mazo in the house. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we would like to welcome you to round 1 of the Billionaire Bash.
Heavyweight Billionaires Bash Round 1.
Round 1. And there's going to be 2 more rounds after this, people, but today we're taking on people that you probably know of. You are probably directly or indirectly affected by it.
No doubt.
They may be heroes. They may be... Pick a word. So, any word.
They may
be billionaires. We are talking about an elite group of people. I mean, they think they're elite. They're elitists. You know, they don't drink Ripple, right? You know, remember Ripple? No?
Well, there's Ripple XRP. No, what is Ripple?
Ripple was an inexpensive alcoholic beverage that you could buy at your local convenience store.
Oh, really?
It masked itself as kind of a pseudo wine. It was kind of like Kool-Aid with alcohol in it, essentially. Ripple.
Interesting.
Not the song from the Grateful Dead. Like, if my words did glow. All right, let's get on with the round 1. And in this corner, we have
Elon Musk up on the top.
Elon Musk, one of the richer people in the world. Now, have we established what he's worth yet? Because it keeps changing. He's down 10 billion or something.
Well, he catapulted above Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos was like around 177 billion, and then Musk got he got a huge deal with Hertz rental car.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy like 100,000 Teslas. I think that helped. And then that made they then gave Tesla $1 trillion market cap, and now he's Musk is in like the $360 billion range. Let me see.
Hey, wait. He's down 10 billion, isn't he? He just sold a bunch of stocks. He asked his people if he should sell, and he sold. I think it's a 10 billion. I've read everything from 1.5 to 10 billion dollars worth of stock. Who knows? This guy is a mystery. So tell us some more about Elon. It's like he's from another country, right?
Yeah, he's from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Came to the U.S. Actually,
right.
let me do. Let's take it a look. So Elon Musk is an entrepreneur. Musk was born to a Canadian mother and South African father, and raised in Pretoria.
Canadian, yeah,
he was
Canadian.
raised in Pretoria, South Africa. He briefly attended the University of Pretoria before moving to Canada. He moved to Canada first at age 17.
There you go. All right, hey, he's a bit of a Canuck then. All right, I knew I liked this guy. Go on.
And he attended Queen's University, then transferred to the University of Pennsylvania 2 years later, where he received a bachelor's degree in economics and physics. He moved to California in 1995 to attend Stanford University, but decided instead to pursue a business career, co-founding the web software company Zip2 with brother Kimball. Startup was acquired by Compaq for $307 million in 1999.
Wow.
He then co-founded an online bank, X.com, which merged with Confinity in 2000 to form PayPal. And that's when he really got on the map, right? The PayPal days.
Peter Thiel might come into this, but we'll talk about him on a different show. All right, that's kind of cool. And all right, ball's in your court right now, Yankee.
I'm gonna go into the media viewer, but let me just check, make sure some things are set up here. Yeah, so Musk has been out of control selling stock. First, he, according to the show notes here. Actually, let's take a look quick from BBC.com. Tesla surpasses $1 trillion valuation after Hertz order. Shares in electric car maker climbed 12.6% after it struck a deal to sell 100,000 vehicles to the car rental firm Hertz. Previously, only Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google owner Alphabet have reached a $1 trillion valuation. And Tesla, for years, has had trouble ramping up production, but they're starting to fix that. Following the jump on its share price, Musk's 23% stake in the business is worth around $230 billion. So I think he's worth around $360 billion now. So he's the wealthiest right now, and then Bezos is a little far behind at around I believe $177 billion.
That's a lot of dough, bro. That's a lot of dough.
And then what I also wanted to take a look at is this. The fact that, according to Reuters.com, Tesla market cap eclipses that of top 5 rival car makers combined. So just to give you an idea, Tesla now in the $1 trillion market club. But here's a list of some other well-known car makers. Toyota Motor Corp. It's worth 32 trillion yen, which is in U.S. dollars 284 billion, and they're number 2. And Volkswagen is number 3, and they're at 125 billion euros. I believe that's around 150. I think it's 150 billion around there in U.S.
Wow.
Daimler AG, 89 billion euros, and that's around 103 billion US. General Motors at a measly 83 billion.
Whoa.
BMW at 66 million. So gives you an idea of just how
big
overvalued Tesla is.
Could very well
along
be.
with all the other tech companies. Everything is overvalued.
Stock market is a very mysterious creature. I had a state-of-the-art economics teacher when I was younger, and she couldn't even really explain it. In fact, she kind of ignored trying to explain it. You want to move on to what happens to people when they go to space? That's kind of interesting. Or you want to go to the other thing?
Well, I'm going to do a quick video.
We got video.
And then a quick Reuters article. So, Musk first sold 1.1 billion in stock, and then that followed up with 7 billion. But let's do the video first, real quick. I'm gonna bring the volume up here.
Elon Musk said he would, and he just did. The Tesla CEO has sold more than $1.1 billion worth of Tesla stock to cover a tax bill. According to financial filings, Musk is selling a big chunk of Tesla shares, that from a plan he set in motion in September of this year. On Saturday, before the sale or the plan was made public, Musk asked his more than 60 million Twitter followers to vote on whether he should sell 10% of his stock. Nearly 58% voted yes, but the filings reveal Musk already knew his shares were slated for sale this week. So you have to wonder, was that a push to move the market, or what was that? That'll be Talk in the Morning on Squawk Box on CNBC.
So once again, Musk on Twitter trying to fix the markets.
Yeah, guy's a character, huh? I tell you what.
And then just real quick off of Reuters.com, this is after the 1.1 billion. He then sells nearly 7 billion.
Yeah, well, it's just
and this was posted November 12th.
I mean, at least he's paying his tax bill. Billionaires should do more of that. We've covered that on past shows.
Let me move on here. Do we want to? You want to go back to the camp view, or you want to do?
Well, if we're gonna do the humans in space from space, whatever. I got some excerpts from that, but
All right, which video are we looking at?
It's from the Sun.com. Tech. Elon Musk Mars children mutation skin and bones.
Let me load this puppy up. Close some windows here.
All right, everybody. Now, as you probably know, Elon Musk and Jeffrey the Bezos are very into, and actually, so is Branson. 3 of the 6 are very into going to space and hanging out on Mars.
No doubt.
I mean, all 3 of them, half the billionaires we have on the show today are space nuts. So here's what could happen, according to.
So we're gonna hit this video or what?
No, I don't think it's a video.
Well, there's one right here. I'm gonna hit it.
I don't know if it's the right. No, that has nothing to do with the story. I mean, you can hit it. People can watch it, but don't run the audio. There's music in it. I know. I'll talk over
turn
the
the
video.
audio off.
Okay, I can talk over it. That'll be fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this is his Elon's space record, I think. I don't know. Anyhow, here's what could happen if you have people go to space, and we got a follow-up story when we get to Bezos. All right. Out of the Sun.com, wherever the heck that is. Elon Musk's plan to move mankind to Mars could end up with, quote, Martian children suffering an array of mutations such as green skin, brittle bones, and poor eyesight. SpaceX mogul insists he will move to Mars and believes humans need to colonize our neighboring planet to become a multi-planet species. Woohoo! All right, here we go. According to Rice University biologist Scott Salmon, evolutionary changes would happen much quicker than they would on Earth because of the vast changes in lifestyle, gravity, and radiation. Firstly, Mars is smaller than Earth and it has 38% less gravity. It also lacks global magnetic field, the thick atmosphere, and protective ozone layer. This means Mars gets battered with space radiation, UV light, charged particles from the sun, and cosmic rays. And this would cause higher mutation rates in the DNA of humans living there. The scientist said in his book, Future Humans, he said the skin tone of settlers would likely change to help them cope with radiation and darker skin, and perhaps in the face of higher radiation, some might involve a new type of skin pigment to help us deal with the radiation, and maybe we'll end up with green men and women and children.
So due to radiation, their skin will turn green?
Yeah,
That's
because they're mutated.
Hypothesis.
They're basically, you mutate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, Salmon also believes humans on the red planet would also lose their immune system fairly quickly because they would be living in a sterile environment. This is because the settlers would have no need for body capable of fighting off germs. These changes could mean that humans are forced to splinter from their Martian cousins, as physical contact, such as sexual intercourse, could be lethal for the, quote, little green men. What about the little green women? Anyway, the biologist also recommends Martian kids living in Musk's colony would see evolutionary changes maybe sooner in just 1 or 2 generations. Okay.
Wow. That's just
so if you're thinking about, and later on we're going to talk about Bezos, and he sees people living on Mars, and then they'll come to Earth like they're going to Disneyland. But
here it is right here. Child born on Mars, poor eyesight, weak muscles, altered skin tone, and brittle bones, and what is that? Osteoporosis. Brittle bones and osteoporosis. So that's what you have to look forward to if you're going to Mars.
Yeah. Well, I think you could visit there, but if you're actually going to set up a family, because I mean, Elon's envisions something like 10 or billion people living there or something. I don't know. This guy, I think he spent too much time in Canada. You know, he's smoking that reefer that they got up
No,
here.
no doubt, no doubt.
All right, what are we at now?
Well,
I have
we can.
no idea.
We can move on to Bill Gates. We can move on to
why
Bezos.
don't we do that? Let's talk about Billy G.
I'm gonna load this up just real quick about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Everybody knows about
Warren,
Billy.
Warren Buffett is also on our heavyweight billionaires list here. So Bill and Melinda, they recently divorced, but I believe they're still going to lead their the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. But they work with Warren Buffett also, the Oracle, the Oracle from Omaha, or the Oracle from the Midwest, however you want to call it. But and how did the foundation start? The Gates Foundation was born in 2000 as a merger of two previous charitable endeavors. At the time, Bill Gates was considered the richest person in the world. And what does the foundation do? Some of its earliest actions included pledges to the Global Fund Organization, which works to eradicate life-threatening diseases such as malaria and AIDS. Gates Foundation was also a founding partner of Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance created in 2000 to improve immunization access in poor countries. And where does it get its money? The Gates Foundation is the largest organization of its kind in the world, with an endowment of about $50 billion, and which is more than the GDP of some countries.
Wow.
The couple donated more than $36 billion of their own wealth. Another major contributor is, of course, as I mentioned, Warren Buffett, who in 2006 made a lifetime pledge worth more than $30 billion to the foundation.
Wow.
And does everyone agree with its work? Although the foundation has done good work with its spending across the world, some have raised concerns about the ethics of a private endeavor wielding such great influence. And the foundation is the largest private donor to the World Health Organization, second only to the U.S., with its annual donation in 2018. Concerns about this became more pointed after former President Donald Trump threatened to pull U.S. funding. And so Gates has been Gates has been talking about, like on TED Talks, and for years been talking about pandemics. So he's been on top of everything with COVID and the pandemic. But he also did vaccination trials in India, and I'm going to load that article up now. And due to the side effects that I believe young girls that were getting with these vaccines, the Gates Foundation was testing there. The government of India has banned Bill Gates from the country.
Really?
So this is from thediplomat.com. Why are Indians so angry at Bill Gates? The latest backlash against the Gates Foundation in India is the result of years' worth of concerns raised by human rights activists and civil society. Last month, Bill Gates' divorce and allegations of sexual misconduct made headlines in Western media, but in India, the billionaire philanthropist and his foundation have been under criticism for months for completely different reasons. Indians has called for Gates' arrest over alleged violations of medical ethics and laws by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in the country. Arrest Bill Gates trended on Indian Twitter in May, part of a campaign calling Indian authorities to charge the BMGF and Gates for conducting illegal medical trials on vulnerable groups in 2 Indian states. And this is not the first time the BMGF or Bill Gates has been at the receiving end of public anger in India. This latest outburst is part of a constantly growing anger against Gates and his foundation in India. As early as April 2021, Gates received flack for expressing his reluctance about sharing COVID-19 vaccine technologies with developing countries like India. After severe public criticism in India and abroad, BMGF Chief Executive Officer Mike Sussman officially supported a temporary waiver on vaccine IP. So he's been doing vaccinations in India and also Africa and it did not go well. And
is that what is that? Excuse me, but is that what's sparking? Like, there's some people that are, really seems almost over the top with the paranoia of what he's doing, and I usually find that it's somewhere in the middle of those things. But I mean, I would imagine that actions like that, do call into question if the old perhaps ulterior motives or something. I'm just asking, you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, I think Gates is looking at it as a market. Vaccines, pandemics. It's a
I
market,
see.
Right? The patents on COVID, things along those lines. It's a business opportunity for him, but he disguises it as philanthropy.
Okay, now that makes sense. Yeah, because he's a billionaire. Okay, well, that's not very dark.
We're gonna finish.
I mean, that's normal, dude. They're all money. I mean, what strikes me is and this goes back to, the fundamental question: do you really want to be a billionaire? Because they don't seem to ever be satisfied with 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 billion. And okay, all right.
Well,
what else?
We're gonna finish up with Billy G. So
okay, finish up with Billy, oh boy.
He did a recent Reddit AMA where people on Reddit asked someone of influence questions, and we were discussing before the show about Gates's large purchase of farmland all over the U.S.
And last week's show, actually,
he has made public comments on why he's doing that.
Yep.
And we're not going to go through it, but I have the actual Reddit AMA right here, Bill Gates AMA on Reddit. You can check out the whole thing. They ask him specifically why he's buying up all the farmland.
Right.
But it goes over it in this article from agfundernews.com. It's the first time Gates has publicly commented on land purchases. He's responded to questions about farmland investments during the AMA. And speaking to Redditors during an event marking the release of his new book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. Hey, Bill, why are you buying so much farmland? Someone posed on Reddit. And Bill responds by saying, my investment group chose to do this. It is not connected to climate, he wrote. The agriculture sector is important. With more productive seeds, we can avoid deforestation and help Africa deal with the climate difficulty they already face. It is unclear how cheap biofuels can be, but if they are cheap, it can solve the aviation and truck emissions.
No.
So he's really.
No.
I knew he was going into
wrong.
it. Why is that, Canuck?
Well, biofuels is not the solution to a problem that, in the end, because you're taking up agricultural land to burn in old school transportation modes, and the other one that scares the heck out of me more, and we've covered this on past shows, is improved seeds is a buzzword, I would imagine, for GMO and Monsanto and all the rest of genetically modified seeds.
Yeah.
So the guy is definitely techie up. Obviously, he invented Microsoft. He's a techie. Teching out agriculture, and if he's withholding technology, which is what Monsanto does with their seeds, it's copywritten, and farmers have to sign off on it, and they don't share it. So it's sort of the same situation, and what he's doing with the vaccine. No, golly gee, Mr. Billy G, I don't know if.
I mean, he's looking at, I guess, engineering seeds that don't need as much water. We have lots of water. The problem is that it's expensive to desalinate, move it to where it is needed.
It just depends on how the seeds, like if you take seeds and you naturally, in the environment, modify them through, them modifying themselves to the environment, as opposed to laboratory genetically modified seeds that can destroy native species, if they get out, they're also completely controlled by the maker. And then once the farmers get hooked to this, and the soil, and also generally, in most cases, they use a lot of chemical fertilizers, which aggravates the entire degradation of the agricultural land base. And so now I'm going to have to vote down 2 points down.
Well, he has wild visions here. So he's quoted as saying we need a lot of technologies.
Okay, I was just pointing that out.
Synthetic meat, energy storage, new ways
this
of
is
making
not
building
good.
materials, he wrote. We want to be open to ideas that seem wild.
This is making
This
me
is
like the
according to
next
Bill
guy
Gates.
better. You know, the next guy. It's the next guy. What do we have? Jeff Bezos. Is he the next guy?
Yeah, we can move on to Bezos. Yeah.
Listen, I almost feel good about talking about Jeff because he's just a nutball. Introverted, leverage investment capital with losses of many years.
I found some articles on the working conditions at the Amazon warehouses.
Amazon. Well, for those of you who don't know who we're talking about, there's this company called Amazon, and it's not the rainforest place. It's a company where you can buy just about anything, and without even talking to anybody. You don't even have to see anybody, and you can buy almost anything. And he's made how much money has Jeffy Boy amassed? Do you have that figure?
It's in the $177 billion range.
And he's up in the richest people in the world, right?
Yeah, he's number 2. I mean, he was number 1, and then Musk just went up to $360 billion recently. So
Can I throw in a quick personal opinion? I mean, everybody's welcome to their opinion here, include all you viewers. So text us, send your comments to Variant News. But my opinion of Jeff Bezos is he's just a retail salesman. He hasn't invented anything. I worked in retail lots. As a matter of fact, you worked in retail with me at some point, it seems to me. And he gets goods, he sells them to people. As opposed to like Elon's, who makes things that bore through the earth. Okay, go back to Bezos.
And also, I put in a quick link in the chat. Vote for most misguided billionaire. We still need more votes for that.
That poll's still up. Yep, okay.
All right, so I'm going to load up this article from theguardian.com.
Nice.
And this
Amazon
is
workers
the Amazon warehouse in Staten Island.
Grueling conditions in the warehouse. I've heard about this. He's not big on unions either.
So Rena Cummings has worked 3 12-hour shifts every week at Amazon's gargantuan New York City warehouse called JFK 8 on Staten Island since it first began operations in late 2018. And as a sorter on the outbound ship dock, her job is to inspect and scan mandated rate of 18,000 Amazon packages an hour, 30 per minute, that are sent through a chute and transported on a conveyor belt before leaving the facility for delivery.
Wow. Not good.
And Amazon had a record Christmas with revenues of $87 billion.
What?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I shop there sometimes. I live in a rural area. You just can't get the stuff anyplace else. But even if I'm shopping online, as long as the price is similar, which they generally are, go ahead.
So the Amazon workers are trying to petition Amazon to consolidate workers to 2 15-minute breaks into a 30-minute one. Workers say it can take up to 15 minutes just to walk to and from the warehouse break room. Give you an idea how big the warehouse is. Workers also call for Amazon to provide more reliable public transit to the warehouse. They also called attention to reports of high injury rates at the facility there. Higher injury rates than any other comparable industry, which were found to be 3 times the national average.
That's not good.
And basically, they're not monitored by like foremen or managers. They're literally monitored by algorithms.
Really?
And how fast they sort the packages. Let me find it in here.
Yeah, I've read about that. They have to meet certain quotas by the hour, or else it's a fail, and then they get demerits or something like that. They said it's extremely stressful, and they're under constant surveillance. Okay, that's not good.
Let's see. So here's one picker. The picker was expected to always pick 400 units within the hour and 7 seconds of each item we picked.
Right.
Said Espinosa. I couldn't handle it. I'm a human being, not a robot. You're being tracked by a computer the entire time you're there. You don't get reported or written up by managers. You get written up by an algorithm, said Geller. You're keenly aware there's an algorithm keeping track of you, making sure you keep going as fast as you can because there's too much time lapse between items. The computer will know this, will write you up, and you will get fired.
Ouch. And I guess down in the United States, you get fired, you lose your health benefits too, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times, most people have health plans through their employer. Yeah, that's a double
Well, I think
whammy.
you can still get Cobra, but it's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, I know, but that's the point. Now you're out of work too. That's going to really help. Well, that's
that's.
I don't want to work for this guy. So there you go. Make your own judgments, people.
We should move on to. I made a note of wondering when Amazon's going to start replacing workers with robots.
They're trying, but it's not that easy. Humans are extremely efficient robots. Oh, there he is.
So this is BusinessInsider.com. Jeff Bezos predicts that people will one day be born in space and visit Earth the way you visit, Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah.
There's something going on with his eyes, right?
Yeah,
What's going on with his eyes?
Amazon and Blue Origin. That's the name of his space company. Where did he come up? Anyway, Amazon and Blue Origin founder expanded on his idea for space colonies, floating habitats that mimic Earth's weather and gravitational pull. The floating and spinning cylinders would be able to hold as many as 1 million people and have rivers and forests and wildlife, he said. Over centuries, many people would be born in space. It will be their first home, Bezos said. They will be born on these colonies, live on these colonies. Then they'll visit Earth the way you would visit, Yellowstone National Park.
Wow.
Now there's a thing called reality. Anyway, he's one of the richest people in the world, and that's his plan for the world. He's going to make cylinders for 1 million people with rivers and forests.
Well, check this out. Bezos first mentioned the idea of building space colonies as far back as his valedictorian speech at his high school graduation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
he's into it. Dude.
Lifelong dream for him here.
Well, it is. I think he should just go there on his own and then spend a few decades and come back and tell us what it's like. Maybe he'll come back, he'll be green or something. Uh-oh. All right, well, do you want to move on to a normal person?
We could do Warren Buffett.
Well, I think that would be even nicer. Now, Warren Buffett, he's an older guy. He's even older than me by a bunch. And let's see, what do you got for the timeline here? Well, yeah, we had Mark Zuckerberg first. You want to do Marky or do you want to do Buffett?
Let's do Buffett. We're on Buffett now.
Okay. Yep.
Let's see. I just wanted to get this is off the Motley Fool. I just want to get picture of him. There's his big head. That's what he looks like. That's the Oracle from Omaha, Warren Buffett.
What?
But we're gonna check out. We're gonna check out his bio on Investopedia.com. Oracle of Omaha is his nickname for Warren Buffett, who is arguably one of the greatest investors of all time. Buffett is the chair and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Now we're going to take a real quick look. Anybody want to guess how much one share of Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock is? All right. Anybody? Take a guess.
I would, but you already
Somebody
told me.
in the chat? All right. We're just going to load it anyway. There it is. Berkshire Hathaway Inc. One share costs $431,575.
No, that's talking.
If I have it right here, yeah. So
Take that. Take that,
yeah.
Apple. Whoa.
So he's had many great investment picks over the years. That's how he got the Oracle moniker.
Mm-hmm.
And Buffett works and lives in Omaha, Nebraska. And he built his fortune as a value investor, buying undervalued stocks with sound fundamentals for a discounted price and holding them as long-term investments. He's the old school guard for investing.
Yeah.
He's anti-crypto. He doesn't believe in Bitcoin, doesn't believe in any of the crypto markets.
Right.
And he is the chair and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, which owns over 60 companies, including Geico Insurance, Duracell, and See's Candies.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. So he lives in Nebraska. And he's not real flamboyant in his personal lifestyle from what I see. And he also puts out a lot of counseling for normal people. And my dad did quite well with the stock market. And he was the same. He bought certain stocks like Boeing and bought Apple early on, thankfully, and a few other. But he'd hang on to them for years and years. He just saw it as a long-term investment. And now the antithesis is, I guess, is the day traders and what is that Reddit bunch that goes online and buys a hardware store in New Jersey, boost the value up to $8 billion or something. Yeah. Okay, Warren. What else you got on Warren?
And
Berkshire Hathaway.
This is the link you sent, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I got the quote out of it. If you want to call it up,
I have the article up.
Yeah. Okay. Warren Buffett has a reputation for being a prestigious reader, and spending much as 6 hours a day reading books and newspapers. He said it himself, quote, "I just sit in my office and read all day." Buffett does something counterintuitive to the hyper-connected digital world of constant stimuli vying for our attention. Think the Oracle of Omaha once dropped this notable quote. Okay, here's the quote. "I insist on a lot of time being spent almost every day to just sit and think. That is very uncommon in American business. I read and think. So I do more reading and thinking and make less impulse decisions than most people in business. I do it because I like this kind of life." Now, that's kind of cool, man. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
He believes that your mind is perhaps the most important asset as an investor. So it's important to spend time exercising your mind through daily reading and thinking. I do that. Just sit there and watch the clouds and imagine things and business type stuff sometimes.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good
Okay.
stuff. So
All right,
let's move on. Let's move on to Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Now, Do I need to put on those glasses, the special glasses? Do I have to go into the metaverse to see this next? Or do you have it in real time?
Not yet, but I'm going to get you a pair. But
I
we
think
are
I'd
going
look-
to take a look at a parody from Iceland.
I look good in them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, Marky Boy, now, I've only been to Iceland once. I flew in and out of there. It was dark and cold, the airport. But, okay. Yeah, sure.
So this
Here's
is,
the video.
I guess, Iceland's tourism
Iceland
board or whatever?
official. I believe this is an official Icelandic government release video, promoting their country with their version of Meta.
Of the metaverse.
Metamark. Yeah.
All right, so let's get it rolling.
Okay, let's give it a try. This might be fun.
If it'll play. I don't know if it's going to play. Let me try one more time here. You know what? I could turn this off, and I'm going to refresh. There we go. No? All right. I'm going to find another video. Let me see what I can find here.
It's a bummer. It's very cute.
Facebook.
The link's in there.
Metaverse,
You can try it at home if you
Iceland
want.
video. I think, see if it works off here.
I knew I needed the metaverse glasses for this.
Hold on a second. Videos.
Work with this, people.
That's not working. Here we go. I'm going to get it right off YouTube. All right. All right. I think I've got it. I'm going to do the direct YouTube. This is why you don't use CNN. We should definitely ban them from...
Yeah, I should have sent you that link too. My apologies, folks. We just wasted 45 seconds
Welcome
of
to
your
the
time.
story of our COVID-19 road trip of Iceland in 2020. The
this
idea of
isn't-
Iceland
this is-
came about in September.
Wait, this is not the right video. Inspired by... This is Iceland verse. All right. Let me see. No. Let's do the other video, and then I will work on finding that one.
Why did Mark Zuckerberg?
But this video is Mark Zuckerberg's and Elon Musk's feud over a Facebook satellite Musk was supposed to shoot up into orbit.
Okay.
So, it's real quick, 35
Why do
seconds.
Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk hate each other? It all starts with an explosion. In 2016, a SpaceX rocket exploded and destroyed its payload, which included a Facebook satellite. Zuckerberg was livid and tweeted that he was super disappointed in Musk and deeply unimpressed by the abilities of SpaceX. Zuckerberg would go on to grill Musk about his views on AI and called them irresponsible and baseless. Musk responded with a nuclear option. He deleted Tesla and SpaceX's Facebook page and told his millions of followers to stop using the platforms entirely. More recently, he posted this hilarious meme mocking Facebook, but he probably ended up winning this beef. In November 2020, his net worth officially surpassed Zuckerberg's.
So there it is. It didn't go well for that Facebook satellite.
No.
But let me get this tweet up. This is the video that I was trying to load here. Let me get the volume up and start from the beginning. So this is the Icelandic tourism video mocking
Oh, cool.
Zuckerberg's metaverse.
Hi, and welcome to this
SDX
very
Audio.
natural setting.
Auxiliary mode.
Today, I want to talk about a revolutionary approach on how to
Hi,
connect our world
and welcome
without
to
risking
SDX
our
Audio.
natural. Some said it's not possible.
Oh, sorry.
Some said it's out of reach. To them, we say it's already here. Seriously, look, it's right here. And what do we call this not-so-new chapter in human connectivity? The Iceland verse. Enhanced, actual reality without silly-looking headsets. In our open-world experience, everything is real. And has been for millions of years. It's completely immersive, with water that's wet. With humans to connect with. You're human, right? Isn't she funny? In the Iceland verse, there's real moss you can look at, but please don't touch. It's very delicate. Skies you can see with your eyeballs. Volcanic rocks you can caress. Really big geysers you can observe from a safe distance. Birds you can watch. They're really cute, but a bit stupid. Waterfalls you can stand near, like this one, that one, this one, that one, and even this one. Horses you can ride, with hair you can touch. The Iceland verse is a world with possibilities so endless, they'll be here forever. So join us today, or tomorrow, or whenever. We are really easygoing. Now, please enjoy our logo.
Wow.
I tell you what,
The Iceland verse.
that is absolutely, that was worth the wait. Congratulations on finding
that
it.
that was beautiful.
I did see it. That I looked at it once or twice, and I was just I'm a kind of a reality type. I live in the woods and stuff. I kind of really like seeing the real thing, and like ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Okay.
Well, we have two more to go. We have Mohammed bin Salman from the House of Saud, the Crown Prince, and Richard Branson.
Oh, okay. Well, we're moving right along today. That's good.
And
okay. Now this next guy, it's not just one person we're talking about here. We're talking about the House of Saud. And what is the House of Saud of Saudi Arabia? What are they? Hey, tell us, and what are they worth today?
let me switch over. So we just have Wikipedia just for a basic overview. I'm not promoting Wikipedia in any way, shape, or form, but yeah, so this is the House of Saud. It's the ruling royal family of Saudi Arabia. And it's composed of the descendants of Mohammed bin Saud, founder of the Emirate of Diriyah, known as the First Saudi State, 1744 to 1818, and his brothers through the ruling faction of the family is primarily led by the descendants of Abdulaziz bin Abdul Rahman, the modern founder of Saudi Arabia. And the most influential position is the King of Saudi Arabia, an absolute monarch. And Mohammed bin Salman is the next in line. As Crown Prince, he's the next in line to the throne as king. Moving on, what do we have here? We have, did you send this link, Canuck?
Which one is that?
This is from nationalworld.com. Who is Mohammed bin Salman, net worth of Saudi prince linked with Newcastle United takeover?
No, I don't think I sent anything on MBS. No, I didn't. It's all about you, baby. But I just want to point out, this is a different kind of billionaire, okay? The other guys are business people. They make billions in business. This is an actual dynasty. They have a lot of control over their minions. It's not just about money. They kill people in foreign countries. they're fighting a war in Yemen. Okay, go on.
Well, I'm gonna.
I just want to point out this is the other kind of billionaire that we're talking about. He's different than the other five.
There he is, right there in that small picture. That's Mohammed bin Salman, and this is an exiled officer from Saudi Arabia's. And he states in the title, exiled officer says Saudi crown prince is a psychopath. This is a 1 minute and 26 seconds. So we're going to check this out, and this is from 60 Minutes.
Yeah. I am here to sound the alarm about a psychopath killer in the Middle East with infinite resources who poses threat to his people, to the Americans, and to the planet. A psychopath with no empathy, doesn't feel emotion, never learned from his experience, and we have witnessed atrocities and crimes committed by this killer. The warning I received, don't be in a proximity of any Saudi mission in Canada. Don't go to the consulate. Don't go to the embassy. Said why? Said they dismembered the guy. They kill him. You are in the top of the list. And he told him, I want to assassinate King Abdullah. I got a poison ring from Russia. It's enough for me just to shake hand with him, and he will be done.
A poison ring from Russia?
And that's what he said, whether he's just bragging, but he said that, and we took it seriously.
Do you think Mohammed bin Salman fears you?
He fears my information. I expect to be killed one day, because this guy will not rest off until he sees me dead.
So there it is from an exiled officer in Saudi Arabia with his thoughts on
I mean,
Salmon.
There's mixed opinions on this guy, that's for darn sure.
And I've got the link here, good link off of AlJazeera.com. It's got all the updated news on Mohammed bin Salman. And in the recent climate talks, people are claiming that Saudi Arabia are trying to, they're trying to rig the climate talks and keep oil production up.
I would imagine
when everyone else is trying to reduce oil capacity.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, that's all they got going for them.
And also, Saudi Arabia was linked to the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi, which we covered in a past stream.
I mean, that one should not have slipped under the radar as much as it did. And also, for anyone that's interested, the ongoing conflict in Yemen is being fueled definitely by the Saudis.
Right here is an article on U.S. has been selling a lot of military weaponry to Saudi Arabia, and this is continuing under Biden administration.
The United States seems like it definitely wants to keep Saudi Arabia as an ally on the books. The inner workings of the Saudi regime or dynasty, whatever it's called, and the American business political community is definitely something I think is generally seems to be under discussed. But I'm not going to start discussing it because it's so under discussed. I don't really know what's going on. But I got my inkling. There's
well, U.S. State Department, according to the article here from Al Jazeera, also recently approved an agreement on military support services for Saudi Arabia worth up to $500 million. So we're going to wrap it up with Mohammed bin
let's
Salman,
move on before we get invaded.
I have a really good video with Richard Branson. But
now here's a fun looking guy. He goes up in balloons. Virgin Records, from my understanding from the music community, was generally a good label to be with. Richard stayed out of the way of artist content for the most part. Made suggestions, I'm sure, but wasn't super invasive as some record companies can be. So yeah, what else we got on?
So Branson has a reputation as what's that?
Yeah, he's a Brit, right? A British.
Yes, he's British.
Yeah. And he's a sir, isn't he a sir? Didn't they knight him or something? Sir Richard Branson.
Probably, yes.
I think so.
That would
Sir
make sense,
Richard,
yes.
Sir Richard Branson, like Sir Paul McCartney. Like, wow. Whatever. Okay, go on.
So Branson is heavily involved in his companies and serves as their key spokesperson, often appearing in his company's commercials. As a business person, Branson seeks to catch trends as they are beginning. And let's see. Yeah, when he started his record label at a young age. He signed the Sex Pistols back in 1977.
There you go. That's my kind of record.
Culture
executive.
Club and the Rolling Stones, and he had like a college journal or like newspaper that he started also.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a variety of things. He was the first billionaire to go up into space. He went up in a plane that went really, really high.
Yeah,
you could see like
there
the curve of the Earth.
Wanna take you higher?
So he was the first, and now Bezos and Musk are, in the game with all that, going insane. So.
Yeah, but he did it in a plane.
But he seems to.
That's ballsy.
He seems to get along with Musk and Bezos, so they don't seem to target him.
Well, he gets along with just about everybody, it seems like. I think that's one of the keys to his success. Maybe that's why they gave him a knighthood, for a business guy.
He's got a deal with New Mexico, with Virgin Galactic.
We should do a poll of
there.
Yeah.
There he is with that's the governor. Yes, Bill Richardson, the governor of New Mexico.
Oh, he's kind of cool. Yeah. I like him.
And then I've got a video here. Let me load it up. This is from headspacegroup.co.uk. Creative entrepreneurs, employees come first for Sir Richard Branson. Billionaire entrepreneur Sir Richard Branson has built his global business empire, and his unique principles and ethics. While the common adage, the customer is always right, is important, Sir Richard also follows his own beliefs. He is quoted as saying, clients do not come first, employees come first. If you take care of your employees, they will take care of the clients.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I have a video here, and you may be amused by it. I'm going to just do maybe the first 2 minutes, but here is Richard dressed up as a flight attendant. And I'm going to actually load this straight off YouTube, but make sure both videos are not running here. All right, so we'll do a couple minutes of this.
Coffee or me? Ladies and gentlemen, I produce you AirAsia's newest crew, Sir Richard Branson. You can't look at me. They're gonna teach me everything to do. It's exit. What do you think about the legs? Come on, I mean, they're not bad, are they? I mean, really. Oh, Tony. Sorry? You can't pick me up, can you? I mean, I'm always picking girls up. No.
And it looks like that looks photoshopped.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't know my headphones on.
His face, it looks like his face was photoshopped onto his face, but it's his real face.
Wow, that is so hip. You know, we should do the barbecue poll. Like, who would you?
He just throws all those drinks all over the poor guy.
Well, I mean, who would you invite to your barbecue?
He basically goes up into the air as a flight attendant, dressed up as a female flight attendant. So that's Richard Branson.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed when you mentioned it, Virgin Records, you know, signing the Sex Pistols. That's why I said that's my kind of guy, and that, you know, back in the 1960s, the record labels like Elektra and others were signing all kinds of people, giving them a chance. And Sex Pistols, that was fairly controversial band at the time, but they certainly did well.
Yeah. So, moving on, we're going to go to the current events. We're going to...
Sid Vicious.
You know, we should... I guess we can... you want to do the space launch startup, just use the giant centrifuge to fling a projectile to the upper atmosphere?
I think that's fine. And this shows that... Now, if these guys pull this off and it works, they will be potential for next year's Billionaire Bash. But this is innovation in action. This is a testament to innovation everywhere. I think it's a pretty nifty idea. But I did pose a question to the Yankee in an email today of like, and they start throwing all these things up there. How much room is there up there? But okay, let's. I think it's a video. I think there's a video.
There's
in
video
there.
Here.
Yeah.
Let me just check this whole thing.
This is not a major company either. These guys are doing it. They're doing it on there. I think the video's just up there. You just passed it.
So yeah, that's how they fling. I guess that's a pretty small
nifty,
satellite, but they can put satellites into orbit by flinging it through that massive machine.
Yeah, and really much lower carbon footprint, and the principle of that goes back to antiquity, practically. You know, everything from slingshots to catapults and stuff, and you want to drop back into this thing that it's back to the billionaires for a minute, but it's in your show
the
notes
carbon
there.
footprint. This is
Yeah,
a big
it's
one.
an
This
article.
is a big story.
Yeah, I've got an article. It's out of an article, but I encourage everyone to read the whole article. And the Cop Out 26 Climate Summit conference just ended. I call it it was COP20. I call it cop out. And a lot of these philanthropic people, including Gates and Bezos in particular, with the yachts and everything, they consume a lot. Okay, here's the facts. This is according to The Guardian, and they're pretty good with facts. Okay, the carbon dioxide emissions of the richest 1% of humanity are on track to be 30 times greater than what is compatible with keeping the heating below 1.5 degrees Celsius. New research warns that scientists urge governments to constrain luxury carbon consumption on private jets, mega yachts, and space travel. The richest 1%, which is a population smaller than Germany, are on track to be releasing 70 tons of CO2 per person a year if current consumption continues, according to the study. In total, they will account for 16% of total emissions by 2030, up from 13% emissions in 1990. Meanwhile, the poorest 50% will be releasing an average of 1 ton of CO2 per year. So half the population is putting out 1 ton, and these guys are putting out 70 tons. Okay. Quote, a tiny elite appear to have a free pass to pollute, said Nikot Dabi, eliminate climate policy lead at Oxfam, which commissioned the study by the Institute for European Environmental Policy and the Stockholm Environmental Institute. Their oversized emissions are fueling extreme weather around the world and jeopardizing the international goal of limiting global heating, she said. Now, this sums it all up right here. The total emissions produced by the richest 10% could be sufficient to exceed the amount allotted for keeping within the 1.5 degree targets by 2030, regardless of what the other 90% of the population does. In other words, if the 10% stopped doing what they're doing,
we'd be better off.
We'd probably be just fine. I mean, according to the way I read this, but I encourage people to read the whole link. But richest 10%. In other words, the total emissions produced, and basically, and I paraphrase this, but it's basically just pointing out how much these guys are burning up. Like Bill Gates had a party, and Jeff Bezos went over there, and Jeff took his yacht, but Bill rented one, and they flew back and forth on helicopters. And then they say that they're environmentalists. Well, okay. All right. I think we got something a little...
Hypocrisy.
I'm afraid so.
Mazo Mass says hypocrisy in the chat. Indeed.
And the trouble is, and the problem is it goes beyond hypocrisy. Generally, it can be destructive, but this is pure fact. 70 million tons by them, and then 50% of the poorest people put out 1 ton. Okay.
All right, we're going to move on to crypto, cultist, madness, whatever you want to call it. Bitcoin's biggest upgrade in 4 years just happened. Here's what changes.
Yep. Okay.
Coming from CNBC.com, the first Bitcoin upgrade in 4 years is called Taproot, and it just activated. The Taproot update means greater transaction privacy and efficiency. And crucially, it will unlock the potential for smart contracts, which can be used to eliminate middlemen from transactions. So Taproot means greater transaction privacy and efficiency, and crucially, it will unlock the potential for smart contracts that can be used to eliminate middlemen, blah, blah, blah. It's a little redundant, but it's going to open up opportunities for entrepreneurs interested in expanding Bitcoin's utility, said Elise Killen, founder and managing partner of Bitcoin-focused venture from Stillmark. Unlike Bitcoin's 2017 upgrade, referred to as the last civil war because of the contentious ideological divide separating adherents, Taproot has near universal support, in part because these changes involve fairly incremental improvements to the code. A big part of Bitcoin's makeover has to do with digital signatures, which are like the fingerprint an individual leaves on every transaction. Right now, the cryptocurrency uses something called elliptic curve digital signature algorithm, which creates a signature from the private key that controls a Bitcoin wallet and ensures that Bitcoin can only be spent by the rightful owner. Taproot will add something known as Schnorr signatures, which essentially makes multi-signature transactions unreadable, according to Bitcoin miner Alejandro de la Torre. It won't translate to greater anonymity for your individual Bitcoin address on the public blockchain, but it will make simple transactions indistinguishable from those that are more complex and comprised of multiple signatures. So that's good for Bitcoin, because it needs a mature smart contract ecosystem. Moving on. We're just going to do a quick video on the La Palma eruption. Let me see how long this is. 2 minutes 20. We're going to
This is some visuals. It's like the Iceland thing. This is not the metaverse. I don't know if there's any soundtrack, but we can talk about it. I mean, that is just amazing. I think it's just text. You can read the text if you want.
It's good.
Hey, my eyesight's not good. Now I can't read. I volunteer for all these companies. I'll do the voiceover for free. But isn't that amazing, huh? Wow.
So there it is, recent footage from La Palma eruptions.
Yeah, we've been following that for a while, and you had that cool video, the guy that was on the ground and stuff, riding around, walking around.
Bear, yeah, he lives there.
Yeah, gas mask on and everything. A lot of sulfur dioxide in the air. Imagine when it hits the water, it must be putting out some pretty nasty fumes. Wow, it's amazing. And there's a few other volcanoes starting to happen, kicking around a little bit. I read that Iceland's got some things going on. Iceland, we got to go there.
Yeah, we should.
You suggested we set up our server there because you said they were pretty open to that sort of thing.
Well, we're going to move to Bizarro News, globalnews.ca.
Okay, this is out of Canada. This is out of my home province, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I'm going to be doing a feature on Vancouver sometime next year. But this is now Canadian crime. You guys got your Elizabeth Holmes, who we're going to cover next week. But we got people that are willing to go to jail for ice cream. They're willing to land helicopters in public parking lots for ice cream.
All right, I'm going to roll it.
Well, 3 people were arrested after allegedly stealing ice cream at gunpoint. The incident was captured on camera Monday night at a grocery store on Robson Street. Vancouver police say one of the suspects was caught trying to steal 3 tubs of ice cream worth $21. When an employee, the man in the red shirt in the video you clearly can't see right now, when an employee tried to stop the theft, it got physical and he was approached by 2 others, one of whom pulled a gun, allowing the trio to escape. Police responded quickly and arrested the 40 and 27-year-old men and a 31-year-old woman. All 3 were taken to jail.
This is a theft that occurred over $21 in ice cream, and we know that the violence associated with thefts like this is extremely traumatic for people who are working in these small businesses. Oftentimes we have young people working their first jobs, we have small business owners who are trying to make ends meet, and nobody should be subjected to this level of violence.
You scream, I scream, and I guess in Canada they scream for ice cream. Wow. That's crazy. All right, we have one more Bizarro that I found today off Google News. And this is from NPR.org. After a 52-year chase, authorities ID the man behind an infamous Ohio bank heist. After more than 50 years, the man responsible for one of the most notorious bank robberies in Ohio history has been identified. Theodore John Conrad. I guess that's him right there. He was only 20 years old when he robbed the Society National Bank in Cleveland on July 11, 1969. And according to the U.S. Marshals Service, Conrad worked as a teller at the bank, and on the day of the robbery, he stashed $215,000, or around $1.7 million in 2021 dollars, in a paper bag and simply walked out the door. Because the robbery happened on a Friday, the bank was not aware of anything amiss until the following Monday morning when they checked the vault and found the money gone, the marshal said. Conrad, unsurprisingly, did not show up for work that Monday. He had a 2-day head start on law enforcement and managed to avoid capture for 52 years. It wasn't until earlier this month the U.S. Marshals, based in Cleveland, discovered that a man named Thomas Randell was in fact Conrad. Randell lived in Linfield, Mass., and had been living in a suburban neighborhood since the 1970s until he died of lung cancer in May at the age of 71. The marshal said they made the discovery after matching paperwork that Conrad had filled out in the 1960s with documents that Randell had filled out later in life, including a 2014 filing for bankruptcy.
Wow.
And the heist was inspired by the Thomas Crown affair.
Wow. Now that's innovation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
no doubt.
So they never caught him alive, right?
No, they never caught him alive. Died at 71 from lung cancer in Massachusetts.
Is he like the guy that jumped out of the airplane or something?
No, that was Cooper, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm taking a look at the chat. Faking 376 says, and this is in reference to La Palma, I believe. Shame nobody captured good video of the green orbs at one point in eruption.
Interesting.
Also mentions that there are 28 volcanoes erupting today. So there's your trivia for today. If someone asks you how many eruptions are going on, you'll know. It's 28.
Wow.
And that's the show.
Man.
We got through we got through everything.
That's right. Yeah. Well, there you go. Thanks a lot for watching. Next week we've got some really good ones for you. Juiciest, I think, is going to be Let Me Test Your Blood girl.
Thanos,
Elizabeth,
daughter of Thanos.
Yeah, and I think we usually get together on Monday and develop our pick, but we've got a lot to pick from.
We're gonna do George Soros, definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna do Soros.
I'm compiling some information on him. He has a wealth of stuff, including decimating the UK currency market, along with a variety of other things.
Yeah, and I think I've only got a couple of Canadian billionaires, so I think I'm still working on the Jim Pattison, British Columbia thing. I'm getting some inside information from my sources deep in the moneyed world of Vancouver, but I'm waiting to hear back from them. So I think next week I'll cover the Thompson family, David Thompson in particular, the dynasty of the media conglomerate up here in Canada.
Let me switch over to the web view. Get our big heads in there, I guess.
Hey, I'm a musician. I have to have a swollen head.
Faking Free mentions in the chat. In my thingy, I got crappy screenshot of Green Orb. It is in the live stream of La Palma.
Nice.
Faking Free 76. If you want, you have the link. You can feel free to post it in the chat. I'll take a look at it.
Yep. That should be fun. Well,
so, yeah.
we're gonna probably have a poll up the next day or two on the 6 people. So if you got any suggestions for poll questions on the 6 people we covered, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos.
I'm going to put the poll link in again into the chat. Vote for most misguided billionaire. Just put that, propagate that in the chat. The chat Rama.
We'll have a fresh one up.
Just one more time.
Yeah, and this poll will stay up for a little bit more. We'll have a fresh one for you, I think, in a few days. You know, we're very busy right now. I mean, well, Tim does all the work, so.
Yeah.
I want to thank the Yankee because I getting off easy on this show. I just sit here and hang out and talk to all you people from Canada. I mean, I'm broadcasting from Canada.
Indeed, you are.
And you're all welcome to come on up and visit us here in southeastern British Columbia. We welcome tourists of all types.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. We'd like to thank everybody for hanging out, everybody in the chat, Faking Free 76, Mazo Mess, Jacob, thank you for your support. And Hippie 605. Hippie 605 streams here on D Live. Check it out.
Way to go.
You can, if you're on D Live, you can click on his nick in the chat, and it'll pop up manual comment and take you right to his channel.
Popping up.
And Any Word was in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, thank you for lemons and hanging out, and for any follows, greatly appreciated. And I'll have some weekly streams coming up. The infrastructure bill passed. Now, they first said it was 1.2 trillion. Now they're saying it's 1.7. So I'm trying to get an idea on that. But it passed the Senate, and it's getting put in front of President Biden tomorrow, I believe, and could be passed into law. So I'll have news on that.
Show me the money.
So
show me the money.
Be on the lookout for a stream coming up soon on that.
Show me the money.
And show me the money. All right, everybody.
All right,
thank you, and take care, and we'll see you on the next stream.
Yep. Next week. Same time, same place.
Peaches, baby, don't. You shake my tree. I love my woman. She making love with